Roman Reigns should leave WWE, Brock Lesnar returns at WrestleMania 42, R-Truth breaks silence after WWE Unreal and addresses a huge controversy, new reports on WWE canceling Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, the WWE messed up AJ Styles' retirement match, what's next for Drew McIntyre, and much, much more. Starting with Brock Lesnar returns at WrestleMania 42. WrestleMania is regarded as one of the most high-profile events and revered stages in WWE, where superstars and legends dream to end their careers. The company is set to host the Showcase of the Immortals this year in Las Vegas. There is a good possibility that fans could witness some emotional and high-stakes retirement at the marquee event. While some may walk away due to their contract expiration, others may decide to wind up their iconic careers and adopt a new role. There is no denying that 2026 is set to be a roller coaster ride of emotions for the fans. Several big names like Brock Lesnar or a legendary star might walk into the show of shows for one last dance. Number 1, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is one of the most legendary names in WWE's active roster at present. However, the Master of 619 is apparently nearing the end of his in-ring career. Although his WWE contract will expire in late 2027, Mysterio could decide to retire from the ring early. The 51-year-old has achieved almost everything in the realm of pro wrestling. Therefore, this makes it the right time to end his career on a high note. WrestleMania 42 could be the place where Rey Mysterio draws the curtains on his in-ring career. He could head into Las Vegas for one last dance before walking away from the squared circle. Rey could, however, remain a part of WWE as a global ambassador. Number 2, Natalya. One of the longest tenured wrestlers in WWE's women's division currently is Natalya. The Queen of Hearts has been working as an enhancement talent lately in the company, where she is helping upstarts shine with her star power. It doesn't look like the Stamford-based promotion has any major plans for the 43-year-old in today's crowded landscape. Although she is currently an active wrestler, Natalya could hang up her boots from in-ring action at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. Following that, she could adopt a veteran role as a coach or mentor for emerging talents on the roster. WWE could also sign her under a Legends contract to promote the company in future events and other activities. Number 3, Chris Jericho. Though not a current WWE star, Chris Jericho is another prominent name on the list who could retire at WrestleMania 42. Rumors have been swirling that Y2J is set to return to the Stamford-based promotion for a final run in early 2026. While fans have been anticipating a year-long run, the company could keep it limited to a few appearances and matches. WWE could bring Jericho back for a very brief stint only to host his retirement match at the grandest stage of them all. WrestleMania is considered a pious stage in pro wrestling for retirements, where superstars look to have their final dance. Therefore, Chris Jericho may return only to have a farewell match at the marquee event in Las Vegas. Number 4, Brock Lesnar. The WWE Universe is set to have a roller coaster ride of emotions this year, as several superstars will retire. One of the names on that list is believed to be Brock Lesnar. The Beast incarnate may have very limited time left as an in-ring competitor. He could wrestle his final match at WrestleMania 42 this year in Las Vegas and hang up his boots. Lesnar has been working on a part-time schedule in recent years, which indicates that his time in the squared circle is coming to an end. While SummerSlam 2026 is rumored to host his farewell match, the creative team could pull the trigger early. With WWE going all out for this year's WrestleMania, the company could host Brock's retirement match in Las Vegas. Number 5, WWE star AJ Styles. You must be wondering why AJ Styles' name is on the list. The phenomenal one is set to compete in a high-stakes match with Gunther at Royal Rumble, where he will put his career on the line. Sure, this seems like a perfect setup for a memorable retirement. However, this could just be the second chapter of this rivalry, with the final one being set for WrestleMania 42. Earlier reports stated that AJ Styles' WWE contract would expire in February this year. Given the time he has been absent due to injury last year, additional dates are expected to be added to his current contract. Therefore, Styles' final run could potentially stretch to April, where WWE might set up his retirement match at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. R-Truth breaks silence after WWE Unreal and addresses a huge controversy. WWE superstar R-Truth shocked everyone when he publicly posted that he had been fired by the company. Not long after, the 54-year-old wrestler was seen back on SmackDown. Now, the second season of WWE Unreal has revealed what really happened back then, and Truth has posted another update on the matter. Taking to X, Ron Killings added a tweet thanking the people for supporting him. He also called the WWE Universe his family, not just his fans. Thank you to each and every one of you worldwide replied, "I don't call you fans anymore. You all are my family. I really appreciate all of you more than you'll ever know." The tweet comes a day after this week's episode of Raw, which showed a sneak peek of the R-Truth contract controversy. Talent doesn't usually announce that they have left a promotion before the company they're working for makes the official announcement. However, Ron Killings had jumped the gun, owing to a miscommunication. Truth's contract was about to expire, and WWE had decided not to renew it, but the former World Tag Team Champion believed he was being terminated. WWE Unreal sneak peek showed Triple H discussing the various parameters he has to manage in talent relations and their contracts. The WWE Chief Content Officer noted that he wanted R-Truth to come speak with him about his contract when he was informed that it wasn't going to be renewed. However, Truth took the high road and posted on social media that he had been fired instead. There was a point during Truth's run where his contract was coming up. When you are dealing with contracts and money, and you're very far apart, and the numbers and communication breaks down, it's very easy for both sides to read into the communications differently. Okay? Well, if you're not going to come to us, then Truth, we're going to let your contract lapse. Your contract is at the end. We're not going to renew. Knowing that hopefully maybe this will force his hand to say, well, hold on a second, can we talk? He immediately went out on social and said he was fired, which he was never fired. Contrary to prior belief, he was never not under contract with us. The same video showed R-Truth admitting that he didn't seek clarification on the matter and reached the conclusion that he was released on his own. Truth's return saw him bring back his pre-comic relief version from the 2000s. However, that storyline was killed owing to John Cena's sudden babyface turn ahead of the 2025 SummerSlam. Following this, Truth once again began admiring the never-seen 17 as his childhood hero. New reports on WWE canceling Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. It has been widely reported over the past few weeks that Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns had been planned for WrestleMania 42. This was after their stare-down at the end of Survivor Series War Games in November. Recently, multiple reports have stated that the proposed match between Rhodes and Reigns is off. That was around the time the American Nightmare lost his undisputed WWE Championship to Drew McIntyre. A new update has now revealed why the match is not happening. Speaking on an episode of Self-Made Sessions, Ibu of Self-Made reported that WWE was unable to come up with an outcome that satisfied both Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. As a result, they will not face each other at WrestleMania 42, despite the company wanting it. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns is off. The match is not happening. They could not come to a creative situation that satisfied every single party involved. Ibu further stated that WWE thought they got Rhodes and Reigns on the same page, but that wasn't the case, and the match is off. It isn't known what ideas were pitched to both stars or who was being booked to go over. Now that Cody Rhodes is not facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42, WWE needs to come up with huge matches for both stars at the show of shows. It might be easier for the American Nightmare, given that he is chasing the title he lost to Drew McIntyre and currently feuding with Jacob Fatu. A rematch against either McIntyre or Fatu is possible, as is a triple threat for the undisputed WWE Championship. However, the next best option to face Rhodes at WrestleMania 42 might be Randy Orton. The two have been teasing a feud for years now, especially after Cody controversially defeated him in the King of the Ring final. Meanwhile, it is a mystery what Roman Reigns will do at WrestleMania 42. He could win the Royal Rumble and challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, given he was likely set to do the same with Cody Rhodes. Braun Breaker is another potential opponent for the OTC in Las Vegas. It will be interesting to see how WWE fits all the pieces of the WrestleMania puzzle in the coming weeks. The WWE messed up AJ Styles' retirement match. A J Styles WWE retirement match is to take place in the coming weeks, which left many confused as it's only been the first month of the year. Meanwhile, Vince Russo pointed out a huge mistake made by the promotion heading into the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. A J Styles bit off more than he could chew on a recent edition of Monday Night Raw when he mocked Gunther and said he could beat him in a match. Instead, the ring general demanded. The Phenomenal One put his career on the line, turning it into a retirement match at WWE Royal Rumble 2026 in Saudi Arabia. Speaking on Behind the Turnbuckle Studios' The Coach and Bro Show, Vince Russo pointed out that the management made a huge mistake with booking AJ Styles' retirement match, as it leaves them with options that put them on the losing side, whether Styles retires or they undo Gunther's win against John Cena. We've already done this match. Your audience knows that AJ's retiring. So what? We know that. Now, if you're catering to a casual audience who didn't know that, that's different. But the people you're catering to know that. So, now you've put yourself in a bad situation because now you've got one or two choices. Either AJ retires or AJ goes over, and you totally whitewash everything they did with Gunther and John Cena. Either way, it's a non-win, Russo said. Last year, AJ Styles started a feud with Gunther when the ring general mocked everyone following his win over John Cena. The men's Grand Slam champion took it a step further when he slapped the two-time World Heavyweight Champion on the first Monday Night Raw of 2026. A week later, the two had a match, and the 38-year-old WWE star tricked the Phenomenal One into thinking he won the match, but only to get out of a submission move. In the end, Gunther won, which led to Styles asking for another match, where he's set to put his career on the line. AEW's streaming future still tied to HBO Max. The latest Netflix and Warner Bros. Discovery merger update just dropped, and while AEW wasn't mentioned by name, the writing between the lines is telling. On January 21st, 2026, Netflix and WBD filed a massive 519-page proxy statement related to their upcoming merger. While All Elite Wrestling didn't appear once in the document, its absence says plenty. According to The Hollywood Reporter, page 53 of the filing sheds some light on AEW's future within the WBD ecosystem. Though neither the phrase All Elite Wrestling nor the acronym AEW appeared once in the proxy, page 53 foretold the future for the WWE competitor. AEW's programming, including Dynamite on TBS and Collision on TNT, is expected to remain with Discovery, the cable/sports half of the company that will eventually split from Warner Bros. Post-merger. Following the close of the Netflix/WB deal, All Elite Wrestling rights will ostensibly remain with Discovery, aka the Global Linear Networks company, though the league's weekly series and premium live events, PLEs, are expected to continue streaming on HBO Max throughout the remainder of AEW's current contract. That means, at least for now, AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision will stay where they are, airing on TBS and TNT and streaming on HBO Max, until their media rights deal expires in either 2027 or 2028, depending on the fourth-year option. This confirmation gives AEW some breathing room. As of today, there's no sign that AEW will be joining the Netflix roster, and the division of assets between Warner Bros. Entertainment and Discovery, sports/cable, suggests they won't be anytime soon. AEW signed its latest media rights deal with WBD at the end of 2024, which kicked off in 2025. Netflix and WBD have yet to finalize the merger, but they're pushing for approval in the next 12 to 18 months. Do you think AEW should stick with Discovery and HBO Max, or start planning its own future outside the WBD world before the deal expires? What's next for Drew McIntyre? Drew McIntyre hasn't shied away from speaking his mind or giving his opinion, whether it's on the weekly product or across social media platforms. This time, the current undisputed WWE champion went off on people with a foot fetish. Drew McIntyre's persona can come off as a bit too strong on the weekly product, as the Scottish Warrior is one of the biggest heels in the Stamford-based promotion and the current undisputed WWE champion, who won the title in a 3 stages of hell match against Cody Rhodes. However, the 40-year-old star has been one of the best promoters for the product outside the wrestling landscape with his exceptional communication skills. In an interview on BBC Radio 1 Extra, the multi-time world champion jokingly went off on people with a foot fetish. "I like to not judge, but if you're a foot person, you're sick. Well, good for the people selling the pics, but the ones that like them, you're sick," McIntyre said. While McIntyre doesn't have a problem with selling pictures of their feet, he did call out people who liked it and are into it. After years of coming close in the main event scene, Drew McIntyre finally won a world championship in front of a live crowd and could head into WrestleMania 42 as the brand's top champion. Meanwhile, the management announced a title match for the Scottish Warriors title in Saudi Arabia. There's a high chance McIntyre leaves the event with the title, as reports suggest that there's a bigger picture ahead for the 40-year-old star heading into WrestleMania 42 in Nevada. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WON, there are 2 options for the champion and the title. The first option stated a rematch between Cody Rhodes and McIntyre for the title in Las Vegas. The other option suggests that the two will be in a triple threat match for the title involving Jacob Fatu. It'll be interesting to see which direction the management will take heading into the biggest event of the year. A female WWE star refuses to fight Penta. A female WWE star has refused to fight Penta. The masked luchador has been booked as one of the top stars on Raw and has gotten over with the fans. Before arriving in WWE, Penta competed across the world in various promotions. He also had a stint in Lucha Underground, where he famously wrestled former WWE Women's US Champion Chelsea Green in a critically acclaimed match in 2018. On WWE Unreal Season 2, Green praised the luchador for his wrestling ability and said their match was what made her popular on social media. "I'm telling you, Penta could make a broomstick look good. He is that talented. It's insane." One of the matches that I am honestly best known for on the internet is in 2018 when we wrestled for Lucha Underground together. "That was probably the craziest match I've ever had in my career," she said. The hot mess then talked about fans wanting them to do a rematch, but she said it will never happen since they cannot repeat what they achieved in 2018. "Penta pushed me so far outside of my comfort zone. I did things I never knew I could do, and I am so grateful. I constantly hear, "You need to have a rematch with Penta." And we always laugh like, should we run it back? But we're never gonna run it back. You cannot redo perfection, Green added. Even though Green lost that match, it put her on the map, and she was soon signed by WWE. Penta has been involved in a feud with The Vision on Raw. This week, he teamed up with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee to take on Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. Toward the end of the match, Paul handed brass knuckles to Theory to use in the match. However, GM Adam Pearce, who was at ringside, took it away from him and placed it on the mat. This led to Rey Mysterio hitting Theory with the brass knuckles, and Penta capitalized to connect a Mexican destroyer and win the match for his team. Roman Reigns should leave WWE. Roman Reigns is not only one of the biggest names in WWE, but also in the entire professional wrestling industry. Currently, the OTC is working part-time at the Stamford-based promotion and is reportedly set to make his return at the upcoming Royal Rumble 2026 Premium Live event. However, there are good reasons why the original Tribal Chief should leave WWE, especially after the recent developments. During Vince McMahon's era, Roman Reigns was heavily pushed in the company. This is one of the major reasons behind the rise of the head of the table. Meanwhile, under Triple H's creative control, Roman's booking in the company appears confusing. This is particularly true after his feud with Solo Sikoa ended over the Ula Fala. The chief content officer's cluelessness about Reigns' booking is also evident as we head toward WrestleMania 42, with no seeds planted for the OTC's Mania match. In his entire career, Roman Reigns has almost achieved everything in the sports entertainment juggernaut. He has yet to be crowned the Mr. Money in the Bank winner. But aside from that, he is a multi-time world champion and has also won the mid-card titles. The former undisputed WWE champion is also a Royal Rumble winner. Considering this, the ex-Bloodline leader has gained everything in WWE, and it seems that he should leave the TKO-led promotion now. Since Cody Rhodes made his comeback to the company, he has been treated as the main event star. Even Triple H chose the American Nightmare to end the historic undisputed title reign of Reigns at the Showcase of the Immortals. Recently, the company aired WWE Unreal Season 2 on Netflix, where the King of the Kings referred to Rhodes as the guy of World Wrestling Entertainment. This was when the game told Rhodes about Seth Rollins' injury at SNME being fake, but that they would portray it as real to gain more traction for the storyline. Though Rhodes has no connection with the storyline, Triple H prefers to tell him because he feels Cody needs to know what's going on in the company. This shows that Roman Reigns is now seemingly replaced in the Triple H-led promotion, and Cody is now the guy in the sports entertainment juggernaut.